Okay, B'Shem Kol Tzadikim, Ezrat Hashem, may our limud be a refuah shlema for Binyamin, Rafael ben Mani Jeshulamit, Ezrat Hashem Toch Shar Cholei Mo Yisrael, Imru Amen.
Amen.
Also Lahavdil ben Chaim Leid Nishma Rabbi Mori, Ruven ben Mashiach, Ruch Hashem Tanachenu Began Eden. So Hilchot Chanukah, we started off in Likutei Halachot, that where he was explaining that the Inyan from Rabbeinu is when he explained from Likutei Moran the koach medame. Person should break. I mean, even when a person is like growing, a person has to fight the koach medame, and the koach medame comes back from level to level. Whenever a person wants to elevate from one level to another, the koach medame comes back, and it haunts the person. It's like, oh, I'm still here. You haven't grown. And how do we get out of that? When a person wants to grow from level to level, he has to give tzedakah, the inyan of tzedakah. And then Rabbeinu said regarding that, it was like the inyan of Hodu LaHashem Kiru Vishmo. It's call out in Hashem's name. It's elevating. When you give tzedakah, you're elevating the world. It's from Asiyah to Yetzirah. And therefore we mention the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in order to lower the powers of the other side. So then Rabbi Yonatan starts off, we were saying that this is the inyan of Chanukah. And Chanukah is the first light after Rosh Hashanah. It's the aspect of the new beginning of a person in Avodat Hashem, a new start, a new atchala. And this is the lashon of Chanukah, that a person has to train himself in Avodat Hashem always. And it's impossible to begin anything in Avodat Hashem. Rabbi Yonatan says, anything in Avodat Hashem, it's impossible unless one first starts to battle against that power of imagination, the koach medame. To face that war, to be like, I know it's out there, I know there's problems, I know there's mamish, like America is really, really spending a lot of money and resources on taking people's imaginations and really, unfortunately, doing a lot of damage, with the pornography and everything that's going on, unfortunately, in this country. It's like really, it's a huge problem, and what's going on in the schools and everything, like the exposure the kids have. The koach medame, the power of imagination, that's the battle we're all facing. Kedushat Brit, Kedushat Shmirat Einayim, right? Vezeu bechinat milchemet akum. Rabbi Yonatan says this is the battle with the nations of the world. What does it mean? What does it mean we're battling with the nations? We're battling with Kedusha of Judaism, Kedusha of Yahadut. Shahaya kodem Chanukah. This signifies the same battle that existed once upon a time before Chanukah. She'i malchut akum harasha, the wicked kingdom. Shiratzu lashkiach Torah Hashem. They wanted the Jews to forget the Torah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, la'aviram al chukei retzono, to get them to transgress, to get them to just let go and to not care about the Torah and mitzvot and the things that the Jewish people hold as sanctity, right? Like Kedushat Brit, especially. Shezeh bechinat koach hamedame. That's the aspect of imagination. Let's infect the Jews with power of imagination. Koach habahamiut, the power of the animal, the koach of the animal. Everyone has, we know from Tanya that we all have a nefesh habahamit inside of us. Every single person in the world, we all do. Nefesh habahamit. There's a godly soul, there's nefesh alokit, and then there's something called nefesh habahamit. And this is the area that springs all the desires, all the ta'avot of man spring from this thing called the nefesh habahamit. Shemit pashet ala adam, the influence from that spreads throughout an individual, throughout a person's body. And verotze lamano la'aviro mitorat Hashem. This force, sometimes the nefesh habahamit inside of us, right, when we're not directing it towards serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all of a sudden wants to prevent us from growing in the Torah of Hashem chas v'shalom. K'moshekatuv v'hatzafir hasa'ir v'achar kach kishazoche litgaber al malchut harisha. And afterwards, when we're zoche to strengthen ourselves over this wicked kingdom, that a person can strengthen himself over his physical desires and his urges, u'lashaber koach medame, and he can shatter the power of this infected imagination. Oz matchilin lahadlik ner Chanukah. This is what the light of Chanukah is about. Then you can begin to light the light of Chanukah. Right? Dahainu kishazochel alot elasechel. Now you can lift it all up a notch. Now you can elevate it all. Shu bechinat ner hadolik, the light that is lit. Kemuva b'maimar Patzach Rabbi Shimon. As it says in the Maimar of Patzach Rabbi Shimon. And we said every day we have to add, we have to continue the torch. The person should not be content and contemplate and say, you know what, I'm content where I am, this is my level. Rak tzorech lahosif kedusha benafsha b'chol yom v'yom. Person has to add holiness to his neshama every single day. V'shiyeh sichlo mosif v'holech, and his seichel should be mosif v'holech. Should continue growing b'chol yom v'yom. V'zeh shemosifin b'chol pam al ner harishon. This is why we add another light, right? We were explaining, and the first light the second light includes the first light, and the third light includes the light of the first and second, and so on and so forth. All the lights are combining. It's not one by one. It's not like an individual light. It's all the lights growing together, because this symbolizes us also, that we have to grow. Am Yisrael has to grow. Every single one of us, we have to seek to grow every single day from the day we were before. You know, there was a person called the Yid HaKadosh in Europe. His name was from Shischa. His name was, they used to call him the Yid HaKadosh. Right? This is the Chosev Lublin's Rabbi. There's a person called the Yid HaKadosh. So the Yid HaKadosh, the reason why they called him the Yid HaKadosh, this huge tzaddik, this tzaddik otzum, right? The reason why they called him, and groiser Talmid Chacham, massive Talmid Chacham. So when they called him, the reason why they called him the Yid HaKadosh, they actually asked him, so why do people call you the Yid HaKadosh? So then he said because I took upon myself that the way I serve Hashem every day, it's as if yesterday I was a goy, and I just became a Yid today. I just became a Jew. I've been waiting my whole life, right, to say Baruch Sha'amar. My whole life to say Mizmor L'Toda. My whole life to say Birkat Hamazon. My whole life to say Borei Minei Mizonot on Cholent. That's why people call me the Yid HaKadosh. It's a Kedushas Yehudi. The person has to be Mosif V'holech every day. He has to grow. How did I say Mizonot yesterday? Has it improved? Do I have Kavanah when I eat, when I drink? Am I looking at the right things? Am I feeling the right things? Am I fixing the power of imagination in my life? Or am I letting Yavan Harasha to take over? Chas v'shalom. That's the Indian. V'zeh b'chinat ma shekot Rabbeinu, and this is what Rabbeinu writes. Shekol atzchalot kashot. All initiations are difficult, like it says, right? In the Gemara. Machmat, why? What is Rabbeinu? What's the chidush of Rabbeinu? What does he add? Shehu yotze mehepech el hepech, because it's a person going from one opposite to the other. V'achakach kol ma sheholech u'mitkadesh yoter. The person's going from different opposites. You know, you go from one thing. You go in the car. You're blasting music. It's like one hipuch, and then you're eating, and the flavors are bursting in your mouth, and it's another hipuch. And then you're on the train, and then all of a sudden your eyes are lifting, and then all of a sudden you see something you're not supposed to, and then it's another hipuch. A person's going from hipuch to hipuch all the time. It's like a pendulum swinging back and forth, back and forth. But if a person starts thinking to himself to sanctify his life, to really grow, to make strides in Kedusha, kol ha'avodot shel kol hayamim mekablim koach matchala. From that time that you had that feeling in your heart that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I want to start again. I want to start being a Jew right now. He says, all of the days that follow in your life, every single day that continues in your life, is getting koach from that day, that hayom. Hayomim b'kol tishmo. Today, if you hear my voice, the koach hatzchala, and the koach of the beginning, holechet im kol hayomim. And you should know it's vice versa. Amen. It's vice versa. That the first day when you got that energy to say, I'm starting again, that's also receiving koach of all of the days that are following. So it's supposed to be a ptzatzah. It's supposed to be a bomb. We're supposed to mamish, we're supposed to throw spiritual grenade bombs every day in our avodat Hashem. We have to stop ourselves, pull the brakes, and mamish, like Rabbeinu says in Hitzvodadut, to really open one's heart, to really pour out one's prayers, gushing in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not to hold back, and to talk, and to always talk emet. And Bezrat Hashem, to daven for the Shekhinah Kedusha, for Am Yisrael, that Bezrat Hashem, all of Am Yisrael should be safe and well, and Bezrat Hashem, that we should see Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheru amenu, amen v'amen.